Hello again. Making a wonderful creation like this bird feeder from a bunch of old sticks is really quite an incredible thing to do. It's really nice having the birds eat out of something you've made yourself. You can fit fat balls in here. We have windfall apples in ours at the moment. Now, we planted all of these decorative willows 3 years ago. Now that they've become established, we're going to cut them to the ground, coppice them, and they're going to send up loads of long, thin shoots this coming spring. So next year, we'll be able to make even more beautiful things. But today we're going to be weaving with this stuff. It is Chinese willow. It is very, very pretty. The side facing the sun is red and the other side is this greeny yellow color, and it looks fantastic when you weave with it. Now, we intended to grow these trees for firewood and planted them a couple of years ago, and it turns out, on our side anyway, they don't grow very fast, but they do have this wonderful redeeming characteristic that they're wonderful to weave with. So we're going to cut some more stems between 1.5 and 2 meters long. The size of the stem that you have determines the size of the bird feeder you can make. I'll show you more about that in just a moment. What beautiful stuff. The next step is to secure these willow rods in position. It makes the weaving an awful lot easier. To do that, we're going to drill holes in the top of this log in a square pattern. Now, you can use a log, you can use an old chopping block, anything you can put some holes into. Now, the size of the square that you create determines the size of the bird feeder that you're going to have. This one is 6 inches or 15 centimeters on a side. This one is 12 centimeters on a side. Now, I've used up most of our long willow already, so we're going to shrink it down a little bit more, down to 11 centimeters on a side for our square. It'll still be plenty big enough to hold fat balls or windfall apples. So let's get drilling. It's important when you make your square that it is actually a square. If you wind up with a different shape, a rectangle or something, it causes the spiral to go off center when you do your weaving. So we're going to mark out this square at 11 centimeters, like so. You can see I've marked out a square here and added a 5th one that I'm going to drill out. This means that you have 5 uprights. This one helps to induce the spiral pattern in the bird feeder. I think that'll do. So once you've got all your holes drilled, you then pop the willow into each of the 5 holes, like so. Alright, so once you have all your willow in position, you want to try to bend the willow gently so you don't snap it, pushing it down, flush and firm against the top of the log. The goal here is to go on the inside of the next upright. Then with this one we do the same thing, fold it over, pushing it firmly down on the top of the log on the inside of this upright, and repeat. Right, now when you get to this 5th one, you just do the same thing. Again, it goes over the top and on the inside of this one. Now, it can get a little fiddly at this point. Now, when you're doing these corners, you want to try to get them as tight in as you possibly can without allowing this one to slide along the one below it. Otherwise, you wind up with a very, very slopey, spirally bird feeder, which doesn't look as good as if it's when it's tight. Now, once you've got several rotations done, it begins to hold itself together and it becomes a lot less fiddly to hold it together. Hello, you. You here to make some willow weavings? I can't work with you here like this, can I? No, I can't. Once you get to the top, you need to pick one of the long ends of the branches like so, and all the rest of them you'll pull vertical like that. This one they need to wind around a couple of times and then feed it back through the bottom like so, and pull that tight. That forms a knot. I'll keep it all snugly together. Alright, then finally you can lift it out of the piece of wood like so. So it's all held together apart from this one stick. So the goal here is to gently bend it and put it underneath like so. Now then you can trim these off to a suitable length. As it dries it will shrink somewhat, so you don't want to cut them too short or the whole thing could risk coming undone. Then you add a bit of string as a holder. This is just some twisted garden twine, so if you slightly untwist it, you can then lope it over the corner sticks like this. So there you have it, one finished bird feeder. Beautiful. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching.